Hey everybody, G-Bear here, out at the Desert Homestead, May 18th. It's Thursday. I was supposed to leave yesterday, but a windstorm came up and we had gusts out here pushing better than 60 miles an hour. I wasn't about to try driving a trailer and a van down through the Cajon Pass with that wind blowing like that. Anyway, we're going to start down low here today. Look at my big grapevine. You can see that we've got quite a bit of growth on this now. It's all over the place here, and a lot of fresh buds coming out. You see right there at the top, you got one right there in the junction, and another little one down here. Yeah, this one here is going to do really well. I gave it a good soaking, so I'm going to not be up here this weekend since I'm only a day away from that. And everything should last about a week. I gave it all really good deep soakings. Anyway, here's what I did this weekend, or this week. I got the walls up on the shed just before the windstorm. And it started with 10-mile-an-hour winds, and handling those big sheets of siding in 10 miles an hour was ridiculous. The next day it was up to 20 miles an hour, and that was even worse, but I only had a few to put on this side over here, and then the eave caps. As you can see, I've covered the bottoms of the eaves all the way through, all the way around, because critters out here tend to take places like that and turn them into nesting places. And hey, they don't need my house to nest. They've been doing it for 100,000 years out here. They can find another place. Anyway, I've got some 1x trim that goes up at the top there, and then some at the bottom and around the windows and doors. And I've got to seal everything before I put the trim on, and then caulk all the trim, and once I do, so it's watertight. The windows are all closed now. The door is installed. I put a Baldwin lock on it, and I got it open here so we can go inside. And you can see that it's still stud frame in here, and there is no roof on here. But the roof will go on the next trip. And everybody was asking about the strip around the bottom there. That's a piece of Z flashing. And from the outside here, they thought it looked like a white line. It's actually a silver metal line. And I put the skirt part down low instead of up high, because I did extend the height of this building. And as you can see, I'm 16 inches taller than what the normal 8-foot wall would be. And the reason I did that was because I'm going to be adding a front porch on here. I was going to go out this way about 8 feet. And this is 12 foot wide across the front, and it's 10 foot deep. There's 120 square feet inside of here. And this will be a kitchen area. This area over here, I haven't decided. I might just put a small temporary bathroom in this corner, but I'm thinking that my stove will go right here and my refrigerator will go right there. And then this wall, of course, is blank without windows. That's going to get an add-on to it later on, and then I'll probably cut a door through. Because what I'm planning on doing is putting up another shed, something like this one, not quite as big, probably I'd say 10 by 10 instead of 10 by 12, or even 8 by 10. But the reason I'm going to do that is if I start 4 feet over here from the existing shed, and I put another shed, then it's 2 separate sheds. And then down the line, I can close them together, and I'll put a hallway coming through from here into the other one. And then this back section right here will turn into a bathroom. And I'll have a shower and a sink and so forth and so on, so that I don't have to go outside in the wintertime. I'll have a comfortable place here. And my solar panels and wind will be back on this side, and my propane bottles, I've got to put a little slab down here. I'm going to put my propane bottles right here beside the window. And I've got a gauge on those, so I'll be able to look out the window and see where my propane level is. The other side of the shed, which is actually going to be a tiny house, over in this area, oops, hooked my microphone wire. From the window over, probably 4 foot by 4 foot, I'm going to have another little room add-on here. And this is where all my electronics will be, my electrical panel, my solar inverters, all of that stuff is going to be in here, including my batteries, so that I don't have to listen to the noise of the inverter running inside while I'm inside there living or sleeping or whatever. Outside here, in its own little separate place, I don't have to worry about the gases coming off of the batteries and things like that. It'll be vented, but they won't be coming inside the cabin while I'm in it. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. And of course, I'm going to be putting some flooring in here. I have some imitation hardwood flooring that'll go in the kitchen area. And then the rest of it, I'm probably going to put in some indoor-outdoor carpeting, something easy to clean. Anyway, that's what I did on the shed. Let me close this up, and while I'm here, I am going to lock the door. And that way I won't forget it, because I'm going to be leaving here in a little while. It's finally a nice calm day. I woke up this morning to absolutely no wind. Let me put this down a second. There we go. It's a brand new seal on that door, so I have to pull a little bit to get the deadbolt lock. Anyway, here's a bunch of scrap that was left over. I'd probably use that in chicken coops. And we're going to move on up, and my woojin here is going to get painted very soon. The reason it hasn't painted yet is I've got a job down in Orange County where I need my painter. So I'm going to bring it up after I'm done with that job, and I'll be able to paint things. Okay, next on my work agenda this week was getting the framing done for the base of the water tank. This tank is going to be 92 inches diameter. I made this 99 inches, so I got a little extra lip on the outer edge where I could not have it pressing right up against, because I'm going to put up kind of like a gazebo over the top of this to shade the water tank, and that'll give me more roof area I can capture water off of for irrigation. Anyway, look at the intricate design, and the reason for that is you can do the math on your calculator while you're sitting there. This is going to be a 2,500 gallon tank of water, 2,500 gallons. And that's a little over 8 pounds per gallon. So 8 times 25, or 8 times 25,000. That's a lot of weight. So I wanted to make sure that it was very strong. And I'm going to have some 3/4 inch plywood doubled up on the center of this. And around the outer edge here is going to be all 2x cut in angles, just like I did for all of the 2x going around the edge here, but they'll be laying flat on top. And that's going to give me a really, really solid sound base to put this tank on. I won't have to worry about it. And as we turn and look back down to where we just came down past the container to the shed, I've got just about a 7-foot drop from the bottom of my water tank down to where my sink is going to be. So figuring the tank is almost 10 foot tall. We take that 10 plus the drop on the ground here. I'm going to have a little bit of water pressure down there, just enough so that the water isn't wasted. When you turn the faucet on, it doesn't all whoosh down the drain. Of course, all of the drain water, the gray water, will be recaptured, and that's going to go into irrigation. So, talking of irrigation, here's all my orchard trees. Everything seems to be doing fine. The wind was howling and they all seem to survive really well. I just gave these all a really good soaking, so they'll be doing just fine until I get back up here in another week to 10 days. So as you can see, I'm gonna look at my little apples over here. I got 4 of them sitting on the top of here, and those are Brayburns, and they're starting to come up. My pear tree has some pears set on it, different places here, and up at the top up there you can see one, and it looks like fresh growth coming out here. So we had a setback on weather. The temperatures dropped down into the low 40s and even down to 39 a couple of nights. So some of these trees kind of held back from sprouting, and they'll come back up again now that the weather's going to be hot. And it's supposed to be 85 to 90 out here this Saturday and Sunday, and then drop back down to the 70s for the all next week. And then Memorial Day weekend, back up hot again. I'll be out here 5 days over Memorial Day. Dirt bikers and campers and all of that all come out here for the first camp out of the summer, and I want to make sure that they know that somebody's around here so that they don't decide to have fun on the property here and graffiti things or anything like that. Anyway, there's my peaches. They're doing just great. I'm going to have some delicious peaches there to eat pretty soon. And over here on my Santa Rosa plums, the tree is really full of green, but I don't see any blossoms yet. Again, I think it's probably because we had the cold weather. We'll give that some more time. It seems to be healthy. The cherry tree has a bunch of new sprouts on it, as you can see here on different parts of the branches here. Everything seems to be doing fine on there. It's a little early and a little cold yet. Apricots doing just fine, and that plum tree over there is doing fine, but my Santa Rosa, weeping Santa Rosa plum here didn't make it, and that's a Home Depot tree, so I can bring it back if I have a receipt, which I usually save everything, and they will replace that for me free of charge, which I will be doing. Only one of the trees didn't make it out here, but that's not anything on me. From what I understand is everybody I know that bought one of these said that it didn't make it. So, and they planted theirs not up here in the desert, but down in Orange County, and theirs didn't make it either. So there was probably something wrong with the tree itself. They were all dry root trees, and yeah, here we are at the garden. Onions doing great. My kale's doing great. My beanstalk over there is coming up. Not much of anything else, and the corn got blown over flat from the winds. Over here, my cilantro is going to seed, but that's okay. I could use some coriander. My potatoes are doing fine. I have some new plants coming up down there right beside the cilantro. I don't know what it is yet. I don't remember what I planted, but I'm going to start a bunch of seeds down in the OC, and then bring the young plants up here and stick them in. I planted everything here in January, and we had some freezing nights between January and now, so a lot of these didn't make it. I think that's, oh, well, let me show you. I did a little bit in the container too. I'm gonna bring this up where you don't have to watch the ground. And I brought up 10 bags of compost here, and those will be going into another raised garden. And I have an idea that some of the critters here, the burrowing critters, have gotten under my other gardens out there, and they actually ate my carrots and stuff. They ate the roots from underneath some of the plants. So when I build the new boxes, I'm going to build them 4x4. Then I'm going to dig out the ground below them and I'm going to put in a wire shop cloth mesh down in there, and then put my soil and compost in and put my cage around the top. So when the little boogers come around trying to get up underneath and eat my root plants, they're going to run into a fence down there and they won't be able to get in and get to my plants. So live and learn. Okay, in here, I don't know if you'll be able to see very well. It's kind of dark in here, but I'm going to show you anyway. I started some organization here. I got some shelving up here on the walls, and I put tools here, and then I put some household goods and shampoos and shaving stuff over there. And there's my water barrels down here. I brought in a couple of shelving units. I got one with plumbing on it, one with electrical on it. I got that metal shelving over there, which is going to end up being the shelves in my solar dehydrator for my fruits. I got my shelves over here with my solar on there, and you see the wires coming down. I keep a charger on the battery of the ATV here so that the ATV battery is always kept up to charge, and I don't have to worry about the battery going bad on me. Before I started putting solar on that battery, just a little bit of information, I used to change that battery once a year, and those gel batteries, those little tiny batteries, are expensive. So I started putting the solar charge on there, and I just keep it charged when I'm not using it. And I haven't changed that battery now in 8 years. So you can imagine how happy I am about that. Anyway, there's another shelving unit I just brought in back there. I just set it up and started putting some stuff on there. These 2 extra water barrels back there on the floor are 2 extras I brought up. I brought 5 with me this time. I only used 2. I'm sorry, I used 3, and I put 2 inside here. I'll bring the 3 empties back with me for a refill and get those up here on the next trip. Anyway, I got a plane flying over, and you can see it's a beautiful day. Wind is hardly blowing at all. See my little windmill, and the wind is coming out of the north, as I was hoping it would, because that's going to give me a tailwind on the way out of here. I'll save some gas. All right, I'm going to lock everything up and get ready to haul out of here. G Bear signing off.